Yo, what is good, YouTube? It's your boy BDB. I know I've been gone for a while. A brother's been busy. Get off my back. All right. But college football, I was serious. I'm going to keep up with the top 25 listing. They just dropped week 6 for college football in their top 25, and here we go. Remaining number 1, Ohio State. Great win against Washington, even though it was a close game, but Washington at home. We all know Washington is a very, very tough place to play at home. Number 2, last week ranked number 6, and now number 2, Oregon Ducks, after they got their huge, barely squeezed by Penn State win in Happy Valley in the whiteout. I'll make a separate video about that. Well, I do have the video made. I'm still editing it and everything like that. So, yes, I will be giving my takes on it. I did not go to the whiteout this year because those tickets were expensive. And I'll explain that, but those tickets were expensive. They were very, very expensive. Last week ranked number 2. This week now bumped down to number 3, Miami, which is understandable because Oregon did beat the number 3 team in the country. Last week ranked 13th. Now ranked number 4, Ole Miss, after they upset LSU at home. What a great win for the Ole Miss Rebels in their win against LSU. They were number 7 last week, jumped up to number 5, Oklahoma. In Oklahoma, you're looking good. Hopefully, John Mature can come back healthy, though. I hope he has a speedy recovery. Last week, number 9, coming in at number 6, Texas A&M. They got a good win against Auburn. Everything like that, doing really, really good. Last week, they were ranked number 2, drops to number 7, Penn State Nittany Lions. Yes, they were in the whiteout. If you did not watch the game Saturday night, it was a great game. I live streamed it on TikTok. It was amazing. Down to the wire, double overtime. Drew Aller threw a pick at the end. Penn State loses another big game. And their streak of 8, they won 8 whiteout games in a row? Their streak of 8 whiteout games in a row has come to an end as Oregon beat them in double overtime. Indiana, last week you were ranked number 11. Now you're going to number 8 going into week 6. Texas was ranked number 10, and they're going up to number 9. But Alabama, I don't know what y'all got going on. Every time y'all play Georgia, y'all end up with a win. Y'all were number 17, and y'all jumped to the top 10. I like that. Well deserved. Well deserved. Texas Tech, you were ranked number 12 and you jumped up to number 11. Georgia, you were ranked number 5 and dropped to number 12. Yes, Georgia, you were a top 5 team. You lost to Alabama. Kirby Smart is now 1-7 against Alabama. I know that's crazy. The Kirby Smart. LSU, you were ranked number 3. Yeah, you were ranked number 3. And you dropped to number 13 after your loss against Ole Miss. Iowa State, Tennessee staying the same. Iowa State still at 14. Tennessee still at 15. Vanderbilt went from 18 to 16 after a great win they had. Georgia Tech went from 16 to 17, which is very understandable because Georgia Tech, they did have a very, very close game. They only won by 1 point, and they were about to lose. Now, my Florida State Seminoles, we dropped down 10 spots from number 8 in the country to 18, which I'm still glad we're still ranked. People are confused. Why is Alabama still ahead of Florida State, even though Florida State beat them? Look, Alabama beat the number 5 team in the country. It's understandable. It's understandable. Look, and I said, look, they've been itching to put them in the top 10. But I'm not even mad at that. That's very understandable. Florida State, we did get upset, too, to an unranked team. So, and not only was it an unranked team, it was our rivals, Virginia. So, yeah. Missouri, you were ranked 20, and now you're moving up to 19. Michigan, you were ranked 19, and you moved down to 20. Notre Dame was 22, bumping up to 21. Illinois was 23, bumping up to 22. BYU, you had a close game against Colorado, but you prevailed. You are now from 25 to number 23. And number 24 and 25 were both unranked, but Virginia coming in at number 24, well-deserved, beating my Florida State Seminoles. And number 25 is going to be Arizona State as they beat TCU in their upset to win the game 27-24. Very glad that they got ranked, very deserved and everything. Well, Virginia, I'm not glad they got ranked, but it's well-deserved. The teams that are out, the key teams, obviously, if you haven't heard, TCU and USC are out the top 25 rankings. Virginia, they're another team that was unranked, that didn't even hit the rankings not one time this year, joining in the top 25. That's amazing. There's a lot of teams that are not being ranked that are joining the top 25, and I'm loving this. I'm loving it, for real. Arizona State, they made their way back into the top 25 after their upset on TCU, and also they lost to Mississippi State, which I'm still shocked Mississippi State has not found a way into the top 25, but that's okay. Penn State, am I still shocked they're in the top 10? A lot of people are shocked. I'm not shocked Penn State is in the top 10 still. I mean, they were in a tough fight with Oregon. Now, people are going to say, oh, but they lost. Yeah, they lost, but you guys got to understand, Oregon was up 17-3 for most of the game, and Penn State literally came back and made it arguably the best game of the season. Alabama, they jump up to the top 10. I'm not even mad at it. They deserved it. I mean, you've been beating Kirby Smart for how long? And people are saying Alabama owns Georgia. I might just have to start. I might have to start believing that. And Oregon, I'm going to make a separate video about this. But actually, no, I'm not making a separate video about that. Oregon, they can become number one again in back-to-back seasons. If Oregon becomes the number one team again in back-to-back seasons, we need to have a serious conversation about Dan Lanning in Oregon and his head coaching job over there, because he's doing a phenomenal job. If you have gotten your team, who was the number ranked team last year, credit, we've seen what they did in the playoffs, but they were number one ranked last year.